What is going on? Let's see. We have coffee. We have a banana. That's pretty much, that's it. That's all the stuff. That's like the main stuff. It's coffee and crypto. Well, we have crypto, obviously. We got a whole screen full of it. On the art front, what's going on? You know what? We didn't buy anything yesterday because Apple Card shut off my card. The people from Apple Card called me because the way Nifty works, you're just seeing a blank screen because Nifty's being stupid. The way Nifty works is when you do a drop, let's say you wanted this one right here. You would click on it and you would go, okay, there's these additions minted. Well, when you don't know if you're going to get it or not, when they do one of the pack drops, that's an open edition. Let me go to one of the pack drops so you can see the difference. Okay, so these were like, you had to sign up for it, but you didn't for sure get it. It was edition of 30, right? So you click into it. This is, by the way, Dr. Ben. Yes, Ben Gortzel. And there were 272 entries, but only 30 people win, okay? So you entered the drawing. It pings your credit card. Well, if you don't win, which I didn't, then it reverses the charge. If you do win, then you pay for it. Well, this was problematic to the people at Apple Card. And they called me and said, just some random girl, hey, we need your tax returns. I said, tax returns for a credit card? Why? I said, why on earth would I give some random person on the phone my tax returns? Matter of fact, why would I give anyone my tax returns so I'm not buying a freaking house? And even then, matter of fact, if I can afford it and my credit's legit, I'm not giving you shit. These people got it all twisted. So anyway, I think they're probably going to cancel my Apple Card. So I'm going to, God, what a headache. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So that's that. So we didn't buy anything because halfway through the day yesterday, they froze my Apple Card. Frozen card. Yep. So that's that. So no, we're not going to have a big art talk today. We will have a big crypto talk. Let me get back over here. Let me see if I can make it where those little hearts disappear. Oh, yay. Yay. Okay. Let me say hello to everyone in the different groups. First of all, let me say hello to everyone on the YouTubes. We have JJ, Scorpzion. We've got Pablo, Scott Hill, Bobby, Ella Paul, Scott. We got Scott and Scott Hill, Bitcoin Candy, Tom. What's going on, Tom? Dan, Joe Fernandez, ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué estás haciendo? P. Kelly, Getting Money, Hula Gangsta. Oh, I like that. Hula Gangsta. That's pretty cool. Expat Matt, Barno, Eliala, Garth, Tony Stark, and of course, Jerry Hall. Sunil, what's going on, buddy? So let's go over and check out our peeps on Theta, which that's the token that never quits. And we have a lot of new people. Welcome aboard to Quinn. My pronunciation, not good. Lynx Lee, cool. My cat is a half lynx, half serval. That's kind of neat. Astro 8, what up? Best Sahara. Combo TV, DWS 2112. Nexi Solo, that's right. Just Beats 1, Niatronics, that's Jaipir, Thule Bird, okay, Thule Bird, I get that. Rock Shivara, yeah, J666, Drop Dead Fox, I like that one, that's good. El Rondano, got it. Acneu, Gruzina, Sanger, Brain Food for You, Caesar, Cantamesa, Azumic, K-Dub. Whew, man, my mouth is getting the whole workout. We're going all the way around the board today. Feel like I'm reading Russian. Scorpzion, Viewer Low, Bimps, Belina Cook, Eshayo, Theta TV, Bart Bruno, what up, Bart? Baykeeper, JR80, Joe Pirate. What's going on, Joe? Genius Mastermind, Hits NDC, Mike D, I like that. Beartail, iPal, Tagoo, WB, and Hologram. We did it, y'all. We did it. Let's see. DeFi Man, S2K Hobo, Al Greco, Michael Murphy, Nesh, Dave and Ashley, Spirilla. Okay, we're coming over. We're going to say hi to Antonio, to Dwight, to Eileen, Bobby, Sade, Claire, David, Cutter, Justin, Albert, Aldo, Grace. What up, Aldo? Veronica, Chelsea, Cassandra, Andrew, Indy, Damien, Hog, Michaela, Maman. I'm sure that Maman. I like those. You have to go like real fast. Maman, Hula, Shay, Mano, Constantino, of course, in the house. Got to bring Constantino up. Somebody make Constantino make him a dev in here. Can we make him a dev? Do we have a thing that makes him a dev? Anyway, Constantino's the man. Lance and Maggie. Okay, and of course, Shay. All right, I think I pretty much got most everybody. Let me know if the audio, I'm always doing some little experimentation. So for those of you that don't know, this whole setup was provided by the people at Raging Bull. They built it all out. My producer, who is awesome, Eric. I don't know if I'm allowed to say his last name, but anyway, Eric, super badass, Heatha, Andrew, they had kind of built this whole thing for me, and it's super dope, but I don't understand how to use most of it because I look at crypto and fundamental analysis, and audio equipment's not really my wheelhouse, but you know what? We'll figure it out. Lupino, what up, Lupino? Big A and J, what's going on? Patsy, hello. Fernlike Prism, welcome. Do you think media hype is to blame for Theta's absurd rise recently? Let's talk about Theta for a second, because it is a good question. The thing is, let me go ahead and pull Theta up. We'll go all over the board today. You guys know Bitcoin's up, everybody's happy. Everything else doesn't really matter. I believe, just so you guys know, I think the play this second is probably Cardano going into the 360 meeting tomorrow. I think there's free money on the table. And I think if you wanted to trade this, and I'm not telling anyone to trade it because I believe in Cardano, but if you were going to trade it, you would probably grab some Cardano right now, or hopefully you bought it yesterday, leading into this 360, where they announce partners. They announce hopefully what's going to look like the roadmap, the rollout of Alonzo, a lot of things there. So I would say it's a trade or an investment right now. And at $1.14, that's a pretty good deal. I bought back in at a buck. Let's see, it was $1.11 was the average. I think I did one at 12, one at 11, one at 10, and it averaged out right around 11, maybe a skosh over 11. But anyway, I started adding again because Cardano 360. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on with Theta. So Frontline Prism asks, morning, Nick, do you think the media hype is to blame for Theta's absurd rise recently? That is a great question, and we're going to come right back to it just after this break. Let me just say real quick, Hashwise, what's going on? Zach, good to see you. Mark, of course, my man Mark. We will be right back, and we will get into it, because that's a good question to start this thing off with. But I got to play my dope-ass graphics. Do I not? Dwight, you always you find a way to make me laugh. Dwight said, according to Ray Dalio, all crypto is going to get outlawed anyway. Ray Dalio, man, these guys. Listen, even Warren Buffett, even old on the shelf 940-year-old Warren Buffett doesn't think they're going to outlaw all crypto. Jesus, man, you got to be a retard to think, yes, I said it. It's not PC, but let me say it again. So that everybody that gets angry over things you shouldn't get angry about gets angry. You have to be a fucking retard to think that they're going to outlaw crypto. That's like saying that all the whale blubber people like, we're going to outlaw oil, and after that, electricity. Your days of having gas burning engines are numbered. Get the fuck out of here, man. These dudes, I wish they would just stay on the shelf. Go on the shelf. Stay on the shelf. We don't go over. You know what you don't see on CNBC? At least I hope you don't see it. I don't watch too much CNBC lately. But what you don't see is a bunch of us, a bunch of the, let's just call them the crypto nouveau riche, going on to, CNBC and crap talking the equities market, even though it's a dumpster fire. We don't go crap talk the bond market. It's a dumpster fire. Don't you think it's funny when they say, oh, everybody's going to run? These articles that come up about Bitcoin. Well, people aren't buying Bitcoin right now because the rates in the bond market are so desirous. 1.6% for 10 years of your money. Get the F out of here. That doesn't even make any goddamn sense. I don't want to throw the R-tard word around unless it's appropriate, but you're definitely flawed in your thinking if you believe that the world is going, well, I'm either going to buy Bitcoin. Oh, but wait, look at that 1.7% they're giving on the 10-year. That's where I'm going. Shut the fuck up. That's such weird, flawed thing. You got the whole crypto space is what, 1.6-ish trillion? The whole thing. Equities, 30 trillion. Don't even talk about real estate. Don't even go. I mean, the whole bond market. So when people like there's a bunch of people and they're like, well, it's either treasuries at 1.7% or Bitcoin at 199% a year for 12 years straight. I don't know. It's one or the other. Dude, the regular markets don't give a shit about crypto. They do not care. Not at all. Not even a little bit. That's why we have this opportunity. Because those old, fat, white fucking idiots don't care about crypto. 2 or 3 of them made their way in. A few made their way in. But for the most part, they don't care. These dudes don't care. They don't care about us. They don't care if we fucking burn. They don't care if we're poor. They don't care if we can't pay rent. They don't give a fuck when we get kicked out of our apartments. They don't care if we can't get, medical treatment. They don't give a shit. And guess what? We don't give a shit. Does anybody here make a buying decision in the crypto space because you saw something happen in the bond market? Because a handful of old jackwagons are pushing around the bond, interest rates? Does anybody give a shit? Everybody's like, oh my God, 1.7. You guys realize it was 1.4 on and off for like the last 8 years? Oh, but it's going up so fast. You mean from 1.2 to 1.7? Dear God, it's chaos. It's anarchy. Cats and dogs sleeping together. Yeah, this should be the rule. Jeanette, you nailed it. This should be the rule. And by the way, Fern, I'm not ignoring your question. This is a greater question. It's you asked a question that leads to the greater question. What's happening in Theta, just real quick, what's happening in Theta is some excitement over the platform. Will this thing keep moving? I don't see much getting in the way of it. Now, my guess is people are looking at YouTube and they're looking at Theta. And for now, I think that's a flawed comparison. If you're comparing market cap, you can't compare crypto asset market caps, which are in this encapsulated bubble of crypto. Not a bubble as in it's a bubble that would burst. It's just we're in a glass chamber, right? That eventually will break out and melt the rest of the world. But right now we're in this little glass chamber, and that's the whole crypto space. And it's 1.6 trillion. And there is this other space outside that is somewhere between 100 trillion and arguably 2.5 quadrillion. And that's the whole rest of everything, derivatives included, like literally the rest of everything. Money, currency, equity, real estate, derivatives, fast forwards, future swaps, leaps, options contracts, default swaps, and the everything outside of crypto. So you can't take like the equity market. Let's give it 30 trillion. You can't go an asset that's in the equity market that has worldwide exposure in that space. There's 30 trillion and its market cap is, 56 billion, let's just say. And then compare it to the market cap of a token inside the crypto space, because those are not comparables. You would have to do the math to extrapolate what $1 in crypto equals in $1 of equity. And that math has not, in my mind, successfully been done. Stress Relief, good to see you. T. Caldwell, good to see you. Aaron Troy, also good to see you. Grazina, good to see you. Bertolac, good to see you. So be careful that you're not going. So like a lot of times right now, here's another comparison. And this is important because this is all part of you creating your framework, which you're going to base your decisions on. And you want to have good, solid, kind of common sense, good foundation. Jerry says, Nick, I give a shit. Fact, my investment in cryptos because of other financial products are a dying industry. Yes, but people in the traditional space are only now barely starting to look. And what they're not, for instance, let me ask you this, Jerry, because maybe I'm wrong about this. Listen, I am open to being wrong. And if I'm wrong about stuff, I want to be told I am wrong, and I want to go and I want to make a course correction. And we should all be the same way. But on this one, I think I'm right, but maybe I'm not looking at it the right way. So, Jerry, are you saying that you make choices in crypto based on the legacy financial system, or are you in crypto because the legacy financial system is a dying industry, which I get, but you're not buying or not buying Bitcoin based on treasury rates this morning or yesterday, or comparative treasury rate analysis or yield curve analysis over the last year, right? You're not buying or selling Bitcoin because you're going to go, ooh, I'm going to go back into the treasury market and snatch me up that 1.7%. Ooh, buddy. Because you wouldn't even be getting anywhere near inflation. So, yeah. So let's just be careful that our fundamental now, and I know what you're saying, Jerry. That's probably, most of us got here because we saw flaws in the system. But another reason we came to this space is because this is a democratized system. This is a system where even if you are the fat, rich, old white guy, we can make the same return you can make, because we can go into this for the most part. Yes, there are a couple instances. Friend, I'm going to show you some of the information about the listing for Casper and show you how that nets out. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Casper Labs, for those of you guys that know, they're doing a 3-stage token offering, and then they will go public. So when I am talking about this, what I'm basically saying is, as we move forward, I don't think it's either or. People don't go Bitcoin or treasuries, Bitcoin or notes, Bitcoin or T-bills, Bitcoin or corporate debt, Bitcoin or Apple stock. Now, what some people may do is go from the legacy system. They may go, is it time to start pushing a little bit of exposure into Bitcoin? I always want you to remember when the fat, rich, white guys are talking, and this is the same inside the crypto space. A lot of times the coin on coin hate, which is pretty stupid, right? It's all about us just making our lives better. But a lot of the coin on coin hate is because people missed the boat. So let's say you're in a coin, XYP coin, XYP coin. And with XYP coin, maybe you did 212% over the last 12 months. And everybody else did 751%, 1,100%, 3,800%, 1,900%, 3,000%, 800%, 8,900%, 9,000%. I mean, right? So like, maybe those things. Yeah. And so you might be a little bit vitriolic. You might be a little bit frustrated at some of these other gains that some of these other people have made. But that's not the way to look at it. You want to reduce your thinking to this. Have I improved my own balance sheet? And I will say this. If all of your money was in XYP coin and it only did 200%, you still did better than you would have done sitting in any kind of other financial product, right? So you still did good. The problem is, I don't think that the expansion of the cryptocurrency space is an indefinite thing. This isn't going to happen forever. Bitcoin's not going to go up and to the right with this veracity forever. It will start to time itself with business cycles. And you say, well, why? This is not that. Well, it's not that. But if 2 to 5% of every corporate balance sheet and every pension fund and hedge fund and mutual and bank stock, if every company on earth takes on some exposure to Bitcoin, and central banks do, and I know that's a far stretch, but because this is the Bitcoin maxi dream, right? Hyper Bitcoinization. If even a part of that happened, and you could see, I mean, most funds, have some or had some exposure to gold. It makes sense that as a hedge asset, simply as a balance sheet function to decrease volatility and to create some kind of hedge against some catastrophic unwind in the greater markets, that you might have exposure to Bitcoin in the same way you had exposure to gold, right? So, in that scenario, once all of these companies have taken on exposure to Bitcoin, you could imagine a 2 or 3 or $10 million Bitcoin. I know that sounds crazy, but it's just a numbers game. If you do the numbers and you extrapolate out and you start adding in pension funds and this and that's, then the numbers that Plan B comes up with are not really crazy. They make sense. Again, logarithmic thinking versus linear thinking. So in a world like that, those companies function off business cycles. Those companies have to react to other edges of the market, other areas. They are exposed to the bond market, to fixed income, to real estate, to all these things. And, you think, well, why would a company be in the real estate market? Well, they're not in the real estate market, but they have real estate. Many of them have offices and locations and headquarters and all this kind of stuff. So, and everybody's kind of in the real estate market. If the real estate market S's the bed, we are all exposed to it in the way that housing prices might change and mortgage rates might change and governments might come in to do things to spur excitement and all this. So, not right now. It's not a if or, it's not an either or. Oh, I'll buy Bitcoin or I'll buy more Tesla. I'll buy Bitcoin or I'll buy Amazon. But it will start to become more a part of the business cycle, because as these companies experience pain in other areas, they may sell their winners. This always happens. In a huge market sell-off, you sell your winners to cover your losers. Why do you think gold gets kicked square in the nuts every time the markets have a huge catastrophe? Because people are selling gold to cover their over-leveraged positions in other areas of the book. So you take your book and you spread out all of your assets. And the ones that are getting punished, you take winnings from the good ones and you pay off the bad ones, right? That makes sense. Those are all the things that you do to manage a book, to manage, treasury functions. That's why people go into the repo market. They need some cash and they need it quick. Now banks are going to the repo in the reverse direction. I need some treasuries and I need them quick, right? What George Gammon calls the treasury short squeeze. I think it's a very simplistic view of what's going on, but it's a relevant perspective. Anyway, so when you're looking right now, what you see in crypto is really self-contained in crypto. But slowly but surely, Bitcoin is starting to escape that glass, the vase, right? It's starting to escape. Kingston, dude, what up? And other assets will start to escape. Who is the next to escape? I'm not sure. I don't think it's Ethereum. A lot of people do. I think they're wrong. I think Ethereum is stuck inside the glass cage. I think some of these NFT assets, I think companies like Audius, I think some of these AI plays, if I'm looking at the world 3 years from now, I'm looking at AI. I don't give a shit about NFTs. It's cool. It's fun. Yes, it's a game changer, but NFTs are right now, right? And if you're looking at right now, you're missing what's going to happen 2-3 years from now. And so, and I'm not saying NFTs are the new DeFi, which is the new ICOs and all that. I don't actually believe that. I think NFT, the non-fungible token space, is here to stay and will grow and grow and grow and grow. So I don't think it's just going to disintegrate. But I do think some of these assets are going to disintegrate. But I'm looking at AI. AI will meaningfully change the whole fucking planet. If you don't see this, if you don't start putting that into your brain, you're going to be behind. You're going to be watching everyone else, all these tokens going up. You're going to be like, I don't understand why my token did so well and now it's not doing anything. Let's see. Why does the Audius application suck so much right now? Do they have deals or something? I don't see how they get burned, how they don't get burned. Well, they have a lot of marketing deals. They have a lot of licensing deals. And my guess is Audius starts to, when they bring over these new musicians and artists, a lot of these musicians and artists are also playing in the NFT space. My guess is Audius starts engaging in not only music releases and things like that, but non-fungible token release and all that kind of stuff. And if you look at the market cap of Audius, we'll go ahead and take a look at it real quick. And we will circle back to some of these other questions. But if you look at Audius just real quick, and a market cap of 269 million, it wouldn't take anything. It wouldn't take anything to move this sucker. I mean, to really just rock it. So my guess is you don't want to be betting against this company right now. It wouldn't take much for this to have a $1 or $2 billion market cap. They're competing with Spotify. There's no real other competitor that's of any kind of merit. The staking is really good. If you're into staking, it's like 35% a year, which let's see, Treasuries 1.7. Audius 35%. I don't know. Oh, it's so close. So yeah, and so I just think they don't have a lot of competitors. So I don't know. Again, I don't, if you compare them at all to Spotify, and Spotify has what, 58, $59 billion market cap, but we don't do that because they're not competing yet. Not really. Because again, we're inside this little glass cage. But I do think certain assets escape and compete directly with the equity space, especially when we start tokenizing equity. That's coming too. It's not here yet, but it's coming. As far as Theta, let's take a look at Theta. What's going on? This mother scratcher has been moving. Theta, oh, it's down a little bit. Finally, it's down a little bit. It's only at $13.44. It's up 7% on the week. So, no, sorry, 7 on the day, 90 on the week, 300% on the 30-day. That's not a bad month, right? They're crushing. So Theta's doing well. Theta's rolling out very well. It's a continual performer. The token T-Fuel is crushing. It's doing really good. I think my guess is T-Fuel gets punished because I don't know if that's the same problem. You don't have a fixed supply like you have with Theta. So my guess is if either of these two really gets hit in a kind of a sell-off or a cash grab, it's probably going to be T-Fuel. But I wouldn't bet against Theta right now. This thing could run and keep running. Okay. Are there any standouts today? Well, VeChain is a standout. It's popped back up. It's about 9.5 cents. There is a whisper, and I will share this. It's a whisper. It's going to be hard for you to find anything about it. That is the nature of a whisper, and I'm certainly not telling anyone to act on this. I'm telling no one to act on this. There is a whisper that VeChain launches on Coinbase Pro next week or beginning of what would that be? The end of the first week of April, whatever. So they had considered this. They were basically trying to do this in 2020, and they got shut down by Coinbase because Coinbase said you are too centralized. My guess is they've solved that. You know, Sonny called up Brian and said, Brian, my guy, my dude, my bro, buddy. And they hashed it out. And now they're frenemies instead of enemies. So it looks like that might be coming. I certainly wouldn't be the one to buy it based on that alone because you can't really verify that, but it's something to keep in the back of your mind. They also just launched, or they're launching VeChain, their second version of the mainnet, I guess. And there's a lot of hoopla and fanfare around that. So that's cool. Leon, what's up, man? But yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, what else is in the news? Well, you have Engine. They've been talking about, let me move this over here. Engine. Yay, Engine. They've been talking about all of this. And again, the argument's pretty weak, but I guess it's something you kind of market. This environmentally friendly, low carbon footprint NFT. Low carbon footprint NFT? Is that a real thing? I mean, are we selling wolf tickets? Does this seem a little weird? Yeah, but Engine is another one of those where it's a pretty small market cap, 2 billion. I know, remember when 2 billion used to be a lot? Not now. It's 2 billion market cap. This thing has 5 in it, my guess, or more. And if they stay in between layer 1 and layer 2, and they are a gaming rewards token, and they are a token that's used in online casinos, and a token that's used blah, 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 NFT, this, that. They also have a lot of other stuff they're doing in the marketplace sector. So inside crypto, you have sectors, right? As far as money goes, you have store of value, Bitcoin. You have currencies or stable currencies, right? And those are two different things. I don't think the cryptocurrencies have done well, but I think the stable assets have at least proven that they have value. And I'll say it, yes, USDT, it has value. I know we all hate it, but it has utility. And as scammy as it is, it's still better capitalized than the US dollar. Remember, what's the original S coin? The US dollar. So, Pundi X, I know this sounds bad, but I could care less about Pundi X, dude. I mean, it's just replacing something that doesn't need to exist. A lot of these little tokens, they're cool, man. They solve some little friction in one little place. There's just so little utility. Pundi X is kind of a stopgap, something else. You know, it's cool until, you know, USDC, you know, not USDC, but central bank backed digital assets are everywhere, which they will be in a year and a half, 2 years. They'll be everywhere. And then it's like, who cares? You know, so, and I'm not saying that the coin's not going to do good, but when you do supply reductions and token burns and all that, you're scammy. Unless there's a very specific reason. Now, let me give you an example where a token burn makes sense. Let's say we have an equity token or a token that represents profit in a company. And we tell people we're going to take the profit and we're going to burn that amount of equity tokens, making all of your equity tokens worth more money. That's cool. I like that kind of token burn because that's a different way to create a dividend. It's basically a dividend in the reverse order, right? You just shrink the supply. But when you have a token like Stellar that's out there and you burn half of your tokens just to make everyone go, ooh, yeah, we own Stellar, the price is going to go up because they burned half the tokens. All you did is burn your runway. And if your goal, this is why Stellar's not even on the list. Stellar's more of an embarrassment. Honestly, Stellar is more of an embarrassment than XRP. At least if you're an XRP fan, you can say this is bullcrap what the SEC is doing. Stellar sucks. You know, the foundation is cool. Their goal is cool. Old tech. It doesn't appear to be a lot of brain power over there. at least not in the innovation side. They're real good. They're real good at doing what they do, which is kind of nothing. So I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of token burns in general. The whole reason Binance coin is going up is because of these program token burns. But that's not really progress. If I just reduce the supply over and over and over, what have I actually done? A weird psychological nozzle that I'm slowly turning off? I mean, these aren't halvings like in Bitcoin. They're actually taking the supply and burning it out of the market. That's like I have a bunch of corn. I have the world supply of corn. And I say, I'm doing a corn burn. You're like, what? I'm doing a corn burn. Like, but weren't you trying to feed the world? Yeah. But for those of you that bought my corn, your corn's going to be worth more because I'm doing a corn burn. That's stupid. So there are times when these burns might make sense to entice people that already own the token, that are buying in with the pure intention of the coin going up in value. You guys realize that if you're buying a token simply because you think the token is going up, and not just the community, but the profits of the company, the progress of the company directly inflate the value of the token, or they infer that, it's a security. Oh no, not XRP. Yeah, dude, it's a fucking security. That's the rule. Until they change the rule, that's the rule. Should they change the rule? Maybe. Maybe they should change the rule. But the rules are the rules. And so if you're in a token, just common sense. Is anybody here in these tokens because they think the technology is cool? Hell no. Not if you're being honest with yourself. Dude, you're here to make money, and you should be. That's okay. You're here to make value. You're here to make your balance sheet grow. You're here to make your life easier. I'll tell you what. People say money can't buy you happiness. They don't have any. It can rent the shit out of happiness. I'll tell you. It sucks. It sounds shallow, but it is the truth. Rich person problems are way different than poor person problems. Poor person problems. I can't feed my kids. I'm hungry. I can't get to work. I can't get work. I'm choked out of society. I can't get a loan. I can't pay my credit cards. I'm suffocating in debt. I can't take my girlfriend out for dinner. I can't go meet my boyfriend and go on a trip. That sucks. Money problems suck. I grew up in a household where we had money and then didn't, over and over and over. We were financially bipolar as hell. We were doing good and then we were doing awful. Let me tell you, you get to a point where you go, I will stop at nothing to make sure that I don't live this seesaw existence, because it's awful. I feel awful for people that are struggling. And this is the space where you can solve that. So not only is it okay to be in this space for the money, I would almost go the other way and say, if you're not honest about why you're in this space, do a little self-check. Go look in the mirror, go look at your bank account, go look at your savings, and just say, are you happy? Are you happy? And if the answer is no, or not enough, well, here you are. You have this big giant opportunity called cryptocurrency, right? So this is an opportunity, if you use it right, to meaningfully change your life. And then you can have rich person problems. You know what rich person problems are? I can't get an appointment at that restaurant. Dang it. I can't get this piece of furniture I ordered. I can't get this new McLaren MC20. Not McLaren, sorry. The McLaren Artura, or the Maserati MC20, even though the guy calls me and he wants a $10,000 deposit. I say, why would I give you a $10,000 deposit when I can leave that money in Cardano and Bitcoin? Oh, well, when does it deliver? This is the guy who hit me up from Russell Westbrook. Oh, it delivers in December. Why am I going to give you guys a free loan for December? Fuck you. Call me in December. And when 8 of the 20 people decided to pull their deposit, I'll take one of those. I'm not giving you a deposit. You know what 10,000 bucks, man, you know what 10,000 bucks right now in either Cardano, hell, take coins we don't like, Ethereum, take any coin. Jesus Christ, throw a dart. 10,000 bucks by this December is likely to be $40,000. That's a quarter of the car. The car's only 200K. It's not even, yeah, it's 200. It's 200, 220 all blown out. But that's nearly 20%. That's nearly 25% of the whole car in my down payment. Crazy. And I'm earning interest on that. If you're at a platform like Nexo or something that actually pays you interest in a programmatic way, that actually has some semblance of insurance, unlike all these other Fahrenheit platform and all these other stupid crap. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. The whole point of that was basically to say that be honest with yourself while you're here, right? And I know, Barno, I'm in 1 inch because of the platform, 50%. And BTC is pretty cool too. Yeah, right. But the other 50% is actually 99%. You can be in a project that's cool, but I guarantee you, listen, I've got Nick Project. Nick Project is super cool. It won't give you any currency units. Matter of fact, Nick Coin goes right to Nick's pocket. We're going to do a token burn. I'm going to create 1 trillion and I'm going to burn I'm going to burn 900 billion. All we're going to leave is 100 billion. See how I shrink the supply? You guys are all going to get rich off Nick Coin. Who's in? Remember, not for the coin though, for the technology. Why? Because I'm going to take Nick Coin and I'm going to invest it in the search for time travel machines and golden chalices and fountains of youth. And when I find them, all the token holders are going to be able to go on a time machine and go back and buy Bitcoin for 10 cents. You in? Who's in? Who's with me? Was that Jerry Maguire scene? Who's coming with me? And like, nobody. They're like, crickets. Yeah, I can't. It's right. I can't get the new Yeezys. You guys got to be honest with yourselves. I'm honest with myself. I am a money maximalist. I am a value maxi. I am a getting rich maxi. I think Charles Hoskinson is great. I think Cardano is super sweet, and it may change the world. But I'm going to be honest. Charles is a great guy. He's not going to pay my rent if I can't pay rent. And I wouldn't want him to. I don't want the people that run these companies to be focused on me. I want them to be focused on the greater market, right? The addressable market. And I want them to go out and get it. And I want that token to go to the fucking moon. Period. Yeah, it's cool. We're going to save the world. We're going to empower everyone. Yeah. Cool. I get it. That's all the kind of shit we say at parties to make ourselves feel better. But that's not being honest. Nobody is here in the crypto space to go save the disenfranchised. We're here to get rich. Period. Be fucking honest with yourself. It feels good to be honest with yourself. Now, you know what you can do when you're rich? You can go help people, and then you can feel good about yourself. And then you can be like Warren Buffett, where he's like, I donate 99%. Yeah, bitch, because you have $65 billion to donate. So you're only going to keep 500 million. Oh, how are you going to make it, Warren? How are you ever going to make it? Wow. What philanthropic thoughts you have. You're such a decent human. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I guarantee you, if you're making 20 grand a year, you're not giving 99% away. It doesn't make any sense. Having value, having wealth, riches, whatever you want to call it, allows you to do all of the things to make you feel better about our stature as humans and the reality of the impermanence of our lives and how we're all doing all these kind of things to fight the reality of facing death and blah, blah, blah. Right? You know what's really noble? Being honest with yourself. There's a book called Hagakure. It's the Book of the Samurai by Tsunetomo Yamamoto. And he was the samurai that went into seclusion. At the end, it was right. I think it was right after the Shimibara Rebellion, but you'd have to look. Anyway, it's a great book, Hagakure. And he basically went into seclusion, and for 7 years, he dictated his thoughts about the end of the era of the samurai. And it's just these little paragraphs, these little thoughts. And he said, one of them, he said, is there any censor more challenging than basically, I'm paraphrasing here, that, he basically says, like, when your own heart asks a question, how will you answer it? Basically, he's saying, if you look in the mirror and ask that person a question, will the person looking back at you be honest? There's nothing more difficult than that moment, being honest with yourself. If you're a dick, be honest. Say, yeah, I guess I'm kind of a dick. Right? Kingston dude, what's going on, man? SGB53, what up? So I try to read all of these things. I realize I'm kind of a dick, right? But I'm fair, right? I'm a fair dick. I will not steal, right? I will not step on someone beneath me to make money. I will not throw someone under the bus. I will not snitch someone out. There are things I won't do. I was also in 2 different militaries. One is a diver, another is an interrogator. I will absolutely put cigars out in your fucking eyeball if you won't answer my questions. That's a greater good type thing. I'm okay with those 2 independent things being equally true for me. When you get into the crypto space, there's all sorts of other questions that come up far beyond money, right? You're taking a huge risk in the crypto space. Well, life is a risk, right? But there is this very interesting point where you leave traditional thinking. It's very hard. I have a friend of ours here, Ryan. He has an economics degree. I believe basically he's had to unlearn everything he learned in college in economics. Why? Well, you have to unlearn all of the stupid shit you've been fed. And that's the only way you can really make it. You have to know what the rules are. You have to know what you can skirt and what you can't. And all this goes back to fundamental analysis. And if I'm boring anyone, cool, fuck off. I'm doing this for free. I already made my money. You have to unlearn all of the stupid, oh my God, he's doing his thing again. He's blowing the little things off of his, I hate you, Ron. Anyway, I like Ron, actually. He throws really dope parties. So Hashwise, later, bro. Don't like the tech, like the money. Got it. So your fundamental analysis needs to be, why am I here in the first place? Is there space for this particular asset to run? How much? And when am I checking out of it? When am I pulling profit? And I've started to adjust. Some of the things. I know, right? Efron. I'm going to make a token called Efron. And what I'm going to do is sell it. And then I'm going to pay for those guys to come and do his yard earlier. Go earlier. Quit fucking spraying your goddamn. Anyway, so I've changed you guys know I have a rule that at a 10x in any asset, I take 20% off the table. What I'm starting to adjust, and I've been having these long discussions with Leroy about this, is that there are some assets we have to put in the category of, if you get a 2x, get your money out, or if you get a 3x, get your money out. And a lot of these non-protocol layers, for protocol layers, I'm in it for the 10x, at least. But for the non-protocol layers, for dApps, for things like that, I'm adjusting down and I'm looking to a 2 to a 3x, pulling my original profit off the table. And for now, putting it back in Bitcoin. Some of you may put it back in stablecoin, and I would have never said do that before. My God, Ron. Is it that dirty? Anyway, some of you might put your assets in stablecoin and park them somewhere like Nexo, where you can get like 10% return, and it's daily compounded interest. Why is that good? Well, some of you may not want to kind of double up your speculation by getting out of an asset and into Bitcoin, because if you think well, the whole market might crash, then Bitcoin might be a part of that. I would urge you to look that over time, Bitcoin has actually been incredibly consistent, and it's a pretty good token to hide in, right? So yeah, it's just something to think about. Okay. Let's go down the list and let me just see if there's any notables. What do I think about Tesla? Well, remember Nesh, they had already, so Nesh asks, what do you think about Tesla accepting Bitcoin? I think it's propaganda. I don't think anybody's, I mean, for the most part, people are not buying Teslas with Bitcoin, but you should. Let me tell you why. As often as you can, you should be using Bitcoin to make a purchase, because if you were going to make that same purchase with cash, simply put the cash on an exchange, make the purchase in Bitcoin, and then buy Bitcoin at the same moment. Why? Because you create this cycle, right? You create more buying pressure in the digital asset. So if I was going to buy a Tesla, which I wouldn't because they're beyond tarded, they're stupid, they're put together like garbage. You guys know that the tolerances in Tesla are so poor. You might get a great one. You're very likely to get garbage. So then this is just them pushing people to stop looking at their quarterly and realize they're not selling a lot of cars, and the ones they are they're having tons of service issues, and they're kind of, you know, hiding the ball a little bit. And so, yeah, that's cool, I guess, but it doesn't mean anything. But the greater story is, if you're going to buy something and you can possibly buy it with crypto, buy it with crypto. And always, and this goes to everyone, everybody always ask, if you're making a big purchase, and I say big purchase is over $500. I don't care if you're at Costco, wherever. If you're making a purchase of $500 or more, say, can I pay in Bitcoin? Can I pay for this in Bitcoin? And then take the cash you would have used, put it on Coinbase Pro, and at the same time as you buy the thing with Bitcoin, then replenish and buy Bitcoin. Or buy extra Bitcoin with cash, use that Bitcoin to buy the thing you were going to buy. Why? Because it creates a constant circulation and constant upward pressure. If you want to help support this market, that's a cool way to do it. Yeah. Let's see. Dogecoin to dollar says super bullish on Litecoin PayPal merger. Maybe. That could be interesting. I don't know enough detail to talk on it, but when I do have more details, I would love to discuss it. Elon is the ultimate pumper. He's also being investigated by the SEC for making some statements that he's not really supposed to make. Does that mean anything? No, he'll pay some stupid fines. He doesn't care. Because unlike Chris Larceny and Bread Garlic Mouth, Elon really can cut that check. If they fine Elon $1 billion, he can write $1 billion check. Bread Garlic Mouth and Chris Grand Larceny cannot write that check. They've already spent it. That's the difference between really smart people and ghetto smart people. Yes, Brad and Chris are ghetto smart because they thought they'd get away with it. You idiots. Crypto. We have records of everything, literally forever, except for the, transactions that were lost in terms of Ripple. But that's, no one wants to talk about that. Everything's fine. Never mind that 2 weeks that went missing and millions and millions and millions of dollars in transactions that I guess we'll just never know where they went. Oh, so close. Okay. PayPal merchants will be accepting Litecoin as a payment method soon. PayPal merchants will be accepting Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum. Remember, they are going to allow, I think, 24 million merchants, and that's not even including India, 24 million merchants outside of India. They'll be onboarding them to accept crypto. So it's not just Litecoin. So I do believe Litecoin gets a little bit of a bump, but I don't know if there's any utility to Litecoin. That's my worry, is that I don't know if there's any utility. T. Caldwell asks, NFTs, where else can you get a draw for a $1 NFT and an hour later get an offer? Yeah. Well, right now, the only place is Nifty Gateway. Unfortunately, I think Nifty Gateway is releasing too many non-fungible tokens, too many drops too quickly. But you might also be referring to NBA Top Shots, where a $14 pack is worth $300. where a $250 pack is worth $2,000. And there's 300,000 people waiting to get, 40,000 of these silly packs. Yeah. Oh, good for you, man. Yeah. I've all but given up. I was actually in the number of people that was supposed to get it. And then when it ended, I just didn't get a pack. I'm like, what do I have to do? I'm out of the number. I don't get it. I'm in the number. I don't get it. Statistically, Nick don't get NBA Top Shot. That's the rule. Okay. So yeah, the Bitcoin thing with Elon Musk is just more blabbering. Cool. But hey, the more people that purchase with Bitcoin, the better. So let's see. Harry999 says, by the way, is any good Discord on another site where you get some nice ideas about unknown coins? Boom. Yes. Harry, go to crypto and coffee.tv and join the Discord. Yes. Crypto and coffee.tv, join the Discord. All sorts of cool stuff floating around in there. We have the camps coming up, crypto and coffee.camp. You can go check it out. We're going to be doing option seminars. We have people from all sorts of cool projects coming over to chat, to talk. It will be like Crypto University, because there just aren't really any good ways to learn about this space other than listening to random people rant and curse online. And there's only so much you can learn when you hear some random dude with yellow hair talk about crypto. You're like, dude, this dude don't know nothing. Unless you go back 2 years and listen to me and Jerry tell you how to get rich. And then you go, oh, he was accidentally right. Well, let me tell you something. If someone's accidentally right for 2 years straight, they might have a Ouija board. They might have a time travel machine, or they might be really lucky. Either way, they're right. You should listen to them. But you got to make your own decisions. You got to ask your own questions. All you should get from other people is why they're doing what they're doing, not what they're doing. You shouldn't even really care what assets I like. You should only care why I like them. Why do you like this? Why do you like that? Why do you think VeChain's a buy? Why do you like Cosmos? Why do you like Engine? Right? I'm going to tell you real quick before we wrap this up, invite Ron. Listen, Ron's coming. I'm bringing Ron. Well, let's see. It remains policy that Tesla keeps all Bitcoin and Bitcoin. Yeah, that's one good thing. I mean, they're keeping the Bitcoin. They're not just going to sell back to fiat. So that's good. But does it move the needle? No, but it moves the conversation. So in that aspect, I think it's valuable. Okay. Okay, let me go through and real quick, I'm going to tell you my favorite coins, and then we'll end this show. You can go on about your day. I have a meeting with a home builder who's going to drop pearls of wisdom in my brain box. Okay, Bitcoin, 56,000. Bitcoin, the best and brightest. When in doubt, buy Bitcoin. Simple. It's easy. You want to do good in crypto? Buy Bitcoin. You want to do really good in crypto? Buy Bitcoin. If you don't own a Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. That should be your first goal. And even if you're buying other assets, when they create some profit, when they bump up, scrape them off, take some profit, and get yourself Bitcoin. Everybody should endeavor to have at least one Bitcoin, right? For their future, for their kids' future, in perpetuity, for their progeny. And that's right. Don't buy any crypto you can't explain to your drunk, methed out, smoking water grandma. If you can't explain it to grandma, so how would you explain Bitcoin? Digital money. That's it. Digital savings account. Makes sense. Ethereum. World computer? Poor argument. Is it one of my favorite assets? Nope. Is it a trade? Maybe. Am I worried about its future? Yes. But I'm more worried about its future and less worried about its price, because the market's going to continue to expand. And as the market continues to expand, I believe Ethereum will continue to go up in value. But I don't believe it will go up as fast as some of the other assets around it. Cardano, one of my top probably 3 assets. Okay. Bitcoin's my homie. Bitcoin's my stable coin. Cardano is definitely right up there. They haven't proven to us yet that they deserve to be here. They've proven that they can get here. That's a big difference, right? Proving you can get here That's just price metrics. Binance coin is in the top 5. Does it deserve to be? Well, yeah, it got there. Value-wise, absolutely not. It's a bunch of targeted burns. It's a centralized, scammy mess with a bunch of bullshit projects slapped on top of it. It's basically a complete hack job of Ethereum. But you know what? It's there. You can't argue with the price. So good for Binance. Good for CZ. Oh, by the way, CZ, good luck dealing with those, the CFTC and that kind of indictment that's chasing you, and also the Chinese government that's also looking to ask you some questions. Let's see how that goes. All right. Polkadot. It's almost one of my top favorites. My problem with Polkadot is they won't tell us when they're going to launch their fucking platform. Dude, Gavin, bro, guy, doctor, whatever, your excellency. When are you going to launch your fucking platform? When are you going to, this was supposed to happen in January. We got real quiet in February. March is a bust. May, April, who knows? There's no way we'll know. All we know is that Pokemon is going to launch on Polkastarter. Other than that, you've been tight-lipped, quiet. You think these guys were doing a new nuclear weapons program as tight-lipped as these dudes are. Gavin, say something, dummy. Okay, good. Got it off my chest. The staking is great, by the way. You buy Polkadot, you stake it, you get tons of cash. Totally dope. Okay, Theta. Theta's moving up really fast, more fast than I'm comfortable with, but I like the idea the streaming platform is actually working its way up the chart. It's in the top 10. You got to love that. Does it deserve to be here? In my opinion, price-wise, it does. Has it proven its merit? No. But that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the price. Is there going to be a correction at some point that's going to be pretty ugly? Yeah. VeChain. Who knows how to price this thing? It's mostly community, very little utility. Who knows? We get a Coinbase listing. This thing could be 20 cents for a few seconds before it shits the bed all the way back down to where it is here. How are we going to play that? If we get word that there's going to be a Coinbase listing, I will game out a way to play this, and we will do it live because it'll probably happen just about the time we're on the show. I think there's a way to game the launch because this thing's way over its skis. I love that it's 9 cents. I bought it for years. I've been buying $3 a day. Well, until it got over a nickel. I have a lot of VeChain. I'm very happy that VeChain is priced where it is. I'm very uncomfortable that it's priced where it is. There you go. Cosmos, you own it because it's in the space. It's protocol. Am I excited about what they've done and their partnerships and all that? They're not incredibly meaningful to me. But you don't want to not own one of the protocols because you don't know what tomorrow might bring as far as an actual partnership, some real use utility adoption. Chili's, I'm a soccer player. I'm a fan of soccer. I'm mostly a goalie now. I like to scream a lot, I either play defense or goalie depending on if my buddy's arm is broken or not. But I'm a big fan. I'm a Man U fan. It's cool if you're a fan of other teams, but you're wrong. We all bleed red. United, United, United. Okay? Not City. Not Man City. Don't be daft. It's United all the way. Engine token, NFT. Love it. I like the space. I like the token. I like where they're positioning themselves. This one's underrated. Decentraland. I'm not a big fan of Decentraland, but other people are, and I'm not going to ignore it. It's a picks and shovels play. Graph token is in between layer 1, layer 2. These basically are all kind of in between layer 1, layer 2. I believe Graph is about ready to turn around. I think it makes a run back to $3 or $4. TVK, people aren't looking at this. They will be. They'll wish they had. It's protocol layer NFT, as is Flow. Flow sold off way too much. I'm going to start buying Flow again because it's under $30. I think it's too cheap. IOST, who knows? It's been going up. I'm not sure why. I don't think anybody knows why. It's got a tiny market cap. We'll see what it does. I would probably start taking profit 6-7 cents. 1 inch is my favorite DeFi play. It's the only one I trust. It's got great staking. It's a cool platform, but you need to learn. You need to learn a lot about slippage before you start trading on it, or you'll get your ass kicked. These five, these last 5, they all tie for third place. the world is going to change, and I think they will have a meaningful part of it. Near, because it's been overlooked, and I think Coinbase is going to start pushing it. This is Coinbase's Ethereum Origin protocol. If you want to launch a store and you want to do it cheap, you want to create an online marketplace, these guys have it covered. AGI, Fetch AI. If you don't think AI is coming, then they won. And I don't mean they as in Fetch and AGI. I mean they as in the bad they, the they that will launch Skynet. AI is coming. Okay, and Audius. And by the way, Fetch and AGI are just the two ways I think are the best two ways. But if you have any strong plays that you think are legit in the AI space, please email me them, and I'll be happy to take a closer look. I'm looking for something else. I like threes and Audius, and I don't think there's really any meaningful competition. And I think if you get in the way of this token, you're going to get fucking cleaned. I mean, cleaned out. You don't short this thing. It's time. Listen, dude, 314 million market cap. Okay, everyone, real quick, get really close to your screen. Wake the fuck up. There's not a lot of opportunities where you have a space where there's very little competition, and then there's a huge addressable market. Does anyone here listen to music? Okay, cool. Enough said. All right. Today's been fun. Yes, I ranted, I yammered on. You know what? I love all of you. And I don't want anyone to be here if you don't want to. So if you don't like the content, fuck off. If you do, welcome to the family. You're not paying me for my language. I know that. No, you guys are awesome. And I even like the haters. I don't actually mind anyone. I don't care what side of what coin you're on. I don't care if you're a maxi or a mini or a burn the whole space down to the groundy. If you have something interesting to say it. At least you have a place to say it where you don't feel like you'll get shit on. All right, Pablo, and I'll finish it off with this. Pablo asks, I know you don't like Kusama, nor do I. I don't not like it. I just don't see, I don't think there's value there. I don't think there's a lot of value there. But do you know any reason for it to have had such a run up? I saw it at 8, stopped at 40, and now it's at 480. Yeah, it's had an amazing run. Kusama's had an amazing run. Listen, you like Kusama if you think that as these assets are go and try to do, okay, so just think of the Polkadot kind of ecosystem that they're trying to form. And if you think that there's a project that doesn't quite make it, like the parachain offering is not successful, it'll get knocked back down to Kusama where it can launch. So it's kind of like it's a test net, but it's also a place where projects that might not get that escape velocity could live. And so I get it. I just don't. Maybe I need to take another look, if we're being honest. Maybe I haven't given Kusama a very fair look. But to me, it seems like people are placing more bets on Kusama than they are on Polkadot. And I think that's flawed logic. But we will see. All right, let's call it a day. And yes, cheers to making money. You guys are awesome. Make money. Be honest about why you're here. Don't go and apologize. Oh, and by the way, if anybody says, because you're going to get this a lot. I get this all the time. Oh, man, you're so lucky. You're so lucky you got into crypto. You've been talking about it for like 7 years. You're so lucky. Huh. Your outside voice should just say, oh, you know what? I actually got out. I took my profits and I got out, because you don't want them hitting you up for a loan later. Your inside voice should say, lucky? You lucky? That's a big F you. Lucky. Lucky's winning a lottery, right? Lucky is not investing in a space that nobody believes in and getting, 100x on your money. That's not lucky. You took a huge risk and you won. Your inside voice should say, fuck you. But your outside voice should say, oh man, I already got out. I missed it. But it's a cool space. Yeah, lucky is getting an NBA Top Shots pack. No shit. Oh, it's so frustrating. Okay. All right. Have a great day. Don't do anything my drunk, poor, insolvent, strung out on meth grandmother wouldn't do. She smoked water yesterday, so now she's just taking shots of whiskey, and then just railing lines of Coke. So it's a chill day for her.